Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a best of 5 between DRG and Trap that I cast for Tarovo about a couple of weeks ago here. I guarantee you haven't seen it because I didn't recognize any of your names when I was casting it live over at Trovo, okay? So this is not something you've seen before. And yeah, let's get right on into it here and take it away, Falcon Paladin. Alright, so here we are on Jagannatha. Going to be an excellent EVP series here. Trap is an excellent Protoss player. He's in the top 10 of all StarCraft professionals in the entire world right now. And Dongray Gu is, I'm not entirely sure if he's in the top 10. But he is excellent. He got back to StarCraft 2 earlier this year. Let's take a look real quick. Top StarCraft Ligulac. I think that's how you spell a Ligulac. Anyway, Gateway first here. Hatch first in it is Dongray Gu. It does get it down. Unfortunately, not able to block that as Trap with his probe. Yeah, so Trap's number 4. So it's Cyril, Raynor, Clem, Trap, Stats, Dark, Maru, Beyond Innovation, and Rogue, top 10. So Dongray Gu, not top 10, but he's had an excellent year regardless. Thanks everybody for joining here today. Are we only getting 720 here? Huh. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize it was only 720 available. So unfortunately, it's not going to be 1080, but we'll do our best with it regardless. Anywho, there's your second gas. There's your second pylon. I mean, Trap is doing the very, very standard one-gate expand play here. Cybernetics core coming in. It gets interesting once we get to that cybernetics core. Probe, continuing to scout around, checking to see, are we going to get a quick Roach Warren? We're going to get speed for the Zerglings. The answer is not quite yet. Out of Dongray Gu. It doesn't have a... There you go. Speed now just starting, as I say, not quite yet. So the interesting play here is going to be Twilight Council opening from Trap. So this could be an Adept Printer build. Adept Printer Go Burr. Third base, a 233rd from Dongray Gu. Look at this. That is, yeah, about right. So 230, 240. That makes a lot more sense. So everything going very, very standard for both of these players. The Twilight Council is popping in here new as well. And yeah, there's the robotics. Okay, so we're going to go War Prism. We're going to have Adepts. We're going to have Resonating Glaives would be the guess. What we're going to see here today. It could be Charge Lot, but that's so easy to deal with roaches and correct positioning. I've not seen a Zerg player die to that very often in the last year or so. So I'm thinking more like Adepts, and that could be dealt with roaches, could be dealt with banelings. Could try to handle it with Lings and Queens. That's been definitely doable in the past from Zerg players that I've seen. So if you're in here, let me know you're here. Go ahead and type something into chat. We can have a conversation. This is live, so I will see your comments. So there's your Resonating Glaives. There's your extra gates. Again, Warp Prism cruising on soon as well. There it is. Warp Prism, bam, starting now. Chrono boosting out that Warp Prism. Oh, the Overlord gets in for the Scout. This is so good. This is insanely good from Dongray Gu. Roach Warren starts immediately. He recognizes, he sees the Twilight Council researching. He sees the robotics facility building something. He sees additional gateways. He knows what he's up against. He's getting a Roach Warren to deal with it. That is going to be his tech of choice here today. Here we go. First set of Adepts present. Ling Queen for now. There are roaches on the way. Some really nice Warp Prism harassment here out of Trap. Really excellent stuff for sure. Lings fighting, pulling back, waiting for the roaches to pop to really, really assist with this. More Adepts cruising on in. We're ready to go here. There you go. Ah, they're even Ravagers. I kind of like Ravagers here better. With their extra range and their ability to Corrosive Bile down the Warp Prism if it holds still. Oh, that's so good. That's excellent. Warp Prism can't really warp in more stuff because of the 3 Ravagers. Beautiful move here from the one true Dongray-gu. Loving this guy right now. This is some pretty excellent stuff out of him. So he holds that. Meanwhile, third base gets started from Trap. He recognizes I am not winning with these Adepts, unfortunately. So let's not suicide them. Let's keep them alive. We will use them for future future engagements, having these Adepts. Couple drones go down. There's just some minor harassment here. There's really not any room, again, to warp in additional stuff. Not with the Queen stabbing away from the low ground. That's a lot of Lings and a lot of Ravagers. I almost feel like you could run down and cancel this third. Probably should do that, but still so worried about this Warp Prism. Until you kill it, it's a tough position to be in. Ah, Creep Tumor does go down. How did the... Oh, there's an Observer right here. Observer in observation mode. Right there. Checking out exactly what is happening. Scouting those Creep Tumors as well. So Spire coming in. A lot of drones as well from Dongray-gu, which is understandable stuff. Blink getting started from Trap. Immortal production from him too. And see, you can come back for round 2 with these Adepts. If you just suicide them in there and they die, they're not going to help you. So once you recognize the Zerg player scouted you and recognize what was happening, force them to make some units to respond to it, and then just pull back. Just go home. Just shade home, come in for round 2. Maybe they didn't make enough units to handle a second giant round of your units, and maybe they did. But let's give it a poke in here anyway. Ravagers. God, it's a lot of Adepts, man. Pulling back. Good micro here from Dongray-gu. Gonna finish this gun. That's a finished transfer. Finished transfer. Backing on in here. Roaches, Lings, Ravagers killing a lot of Adepts here. A lot of Zerglings are also dead though. Warpin does finish, but the Warp Prism dies. That's huge. But there are still so many Adepts in here. There's an Immortal in the mix. Queens are dying. Adepts are getting into the main base. Where there's 2 Roaches to deal with this many Adepts. That does not seem like it's enough. Trap is one of the best in the world at this. My gosh, there's enough for them to fight these Roaches. More Roaches are here, though. I don't know about that one. They don't finish that transfer. They want to stay in the main base and see what they can get done. Maybe take down the Spire. That'd be interesting. Maybe the Roach Warren dying would be good, too. They're a little bit trapped. A bunch of drones have been killed. 7 of them. There you go. Getting more as they think they're safe to come back here and mine. That's a horrible idea. Dronoramas, that's for sure. And Avenge, man, these Adepts are just getting so much done. Shading in here to the natural base, killing more and more drones. 13 drones. And finally, the Adepts are cleaned up. Is that what we're looking at here? It is about same on resources lost, top left. 20 drones killed, though. 20 drones killed is a lot of drones down. Good heavens. That is not great at all. So the Immortal gets home after getting 1 single kill somehow, some way. I feel like the Immortal should have done more work than that. The problem for Dongray-gu is that he is down 58 to 62 workers. He doesn't have a 4th base. He's just now taking one. Trap's 3rd base is extraordinarily happy. And the pressure that Trap has been able to keep on Dongray-gu here this whole time is just absolutely fantastic. It is some very, very nice stuff coming here from Trap. He's adding on additional tech with every wave. He's got Stalkers. He's got Immortals. He's got the Warp Prism. He's working on... He's got Blink now already. But the Blink Stalkers are going to be interesting. Army Supply. 60 to 47. Dongray-gu does have more by way of Army Supply here. But currently, this income is barely favoring Dongray-gu. And that's not what you want if you're a Zerg player. You want to have more income than the Protoss player does. Ideally, what you'd hope as Dongray-gu is that you held off the early couple attacks. You didn't take too much damage. I mean, I guess 20 drones is a big number to lose, but you didn't lose too much, right? It wasn't game-ending levels of damage, and now you should be in a good spot. Yeah, Ling Ravager against Stalker is kind of awesome. The Immortals even aren't super good against this. I love this out of Dongray-gu. Ling Ravager versus Stalker Immortal does favor the Zerg player. It's not that Trap's units are going to die instantly here. Whoa, hold on. Wow, a forward blink. Really focusing these Ravagers down, doing as much damage as they can, and they're blinking further. Whoa! Just wiping out that army, and GG! Trap ends up taking game number 1 there. Absolutely fantastic play from him. Just, he didn't win with the first attack, but it didn't matter. The second attack didn't win either, but the third attack totally did. That was one heck of an incredible game, number one. So let's do this. We're going to get into game number 2 here right away. Romanticide. We're going to try to get through this this tournament pretty darn effectively. We'll go with some player skins. How about that? These guys ready? I love the Purifier skin. And then we'll go Simulant skin. Let's go. Romanticide. Game number 2 here. Excellent stuff. All right, game 2 of our best of 5 here on Romanticide. Top left-hand corner, Dong Rei Gu. And in the bottom right, it is the red Protoss player, Trap. Woo! That was an excellent game out of Trap. I don't think he could have done that any better. Bam. That was amazing. Boom, 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 boom. Does get the block off on the hatchery, unfortunately, for Dong Rei Gu. Gateway coming up back home. Third base forced to be out here on Romanticide for Dong Rei Gu. Not as big of a deal for him. And so far, pretty much the same thing. I really don't see many differences. It always comes down to after the third base is up for the Zerg player, what do they do? And after the Cybernetics core is up for the Protoss, what do they do? Because everything else has been pretty standard for openers. And it makes sense. The reason it's standard is because the 1-gate expand and the 16, 18, 17 over from the Zerg player just means that they're economical, right? And it just means that they're also macro-oriented here. I'm not seeing any chat at all. Are you guys here? Give me a hello if you're here. Feeling a little lonely, but that's okay. Don't have a co-caster. I mean, this is how I cast StarCraft every day anyway for my YouTube channel, which just just search Falcon Paladin on YouTube. You'll find my StarCraft 2 channel pretty easily enough. A ton of StarCraft 2 on my other channel as well, actually. It's a long story, what I've done with my YouTube over the last year. But point being, I've cast a lot of StarCraft 2 out there. And a little bit here on Trovo as well. So adept opening, nothing too crazy. Third base timing, about now. Saturating up this natural base a tiny bit, and then splitting off a drone to go for the third, which the probe wants to know, right? The probe wants to know what we're looking at. This is the Simulant skin for the Zerg, and the Purifier skin for the Protoss. So I like it, because the probes do these little orange things. It's my favorite skin for Protoss. When they're harvesting, it's a beautiful, beautiful shade of orange. One of my favorite things for sure. But yeah, second gate here. Gonna open up with a Stargate this time. So probably a Void Ray. Could also be an Oracle. Could also be a Phoenix. I think all three of those are equally likely, but it's gonna be an Void Ray. Void Ray opening here from Trap. Hey, Bogus. What's up, man? Bogus SC2. Did you know that Innovation went by Bogus in... Wait, did he? In Brood War? I believe that was his name in Brood War. Hold on. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's cool. Cool stuff, Bogus. Thanks for joining the cast here today for this event. Void Ray does get his traditional Overlord kill. Moving out, hunting for other, maybe Lings to kill. There you go. Get out of there, Zerglings, running from the Void Ray. It is a good name. Bogus is a good name. Reminds me of some kind of California surfer guys. That's bogus, dude. It's exactly what it reminds me of. Follow-up Oracle here from Trap, just popping out. Love this Purifier skin. It's just so good. The Void Rays look awesome, too. Get more Purifier skin in my StarCraft casting. Can only do it when it's live, though. Can't change what the skin is in a replay. It's what it is at that point. Okay, so both Adepts actually die there. That is not ideal. And the Queens are ready for the Void Ray. So, oh, it's another Void Ray, too. Hang on. Yeah, you don't want to stick around too long, Mr. Void Ray. Oracle does end up getting a few kills and bouncing, getting 3 kills there and getting out to the dead airspace. Zergling's jumping on. Look at this. Oh, this is so good. Probe killed, and oh, that's such great positioning by that Adept warp in. The Lings can't get a surround on them. If the Lings could have surrounded these guys when they were warping in, they would have died, and that would have been a huge pickup for DRG. But unfortunately, no. Couldn't do it, and now the third base comes up. The Void Ray protecting it, Adepts protecting it. Is this going to be a lot of Void Rays or just a couple to open with? Okay, so we are opening Twilight Council, a couple more Adepts. It's not going to be a mass Void Ray play. We're sitting more along the lines of Void Ray supported by charge lots, based on what we're seeing here. Oracle still only has 3 kills. Just tossing down Revelation, just scouting out, trying to see what's going on here in Zergville. And the answer is there's a Hydralisk Den. Do you know that, though? No. Trap does not know about the Hydralisk Den. Polish casters call him Boguslaw. Oh, well, there you go. Today I learned. What's up, Rob? How's it going, man? I remember you from the last cast. I'm here by myself today. Laughing Games has some work to do, unfortunately, for his day job, and was unavailable for this cast. So it's the Falcon Paladin solo casting event of the year. Well, maybe not. I might end up doing it again, but I mean, the good news is I solo cast on my YouTube channel all the time anyway, and I solo cast the entire Africa World event last week, the exact same time. That was like a 4.5 hour solo cast. That was a ton of work, but I pulled it off. It was great. It was a great thing. Alright, so look how cool the Archons are with the Purifier skin, too. Are these not the coolest Archons in the whole game? Like, they're supposed to be robotic? I don't know how they pull off, like, the energy, but yeah, man. Archon Zealot Void Ray here. Pushin really wants to kill Dongregyu fast. I think Trap is feeling aggressive today. Definitely can. So that's a lot of Hydras. Yeah, this Hydra, I would have liked to see more Zealots. I honestly think more charge lots would have been better here rather than the Archons. I guess he didn't know about the Hydralisk Den, right? Yeah, he still hasn't technically scouted the Hydralisk Den. He knows about the Hydras. He just didn't until he showed up, unfortunately, and that kind of shut his whole composition down. So Dongregyu, good spot. Suddenly, tons of Hydras ready to move across the map. Storm is not done yet, but it's almost done. There's a tiny, tiny window here, I think, where Dongregyu can get a ton of damage done, maybe even kill this 4th base. Or cancel it, force a cancel there, but Storm's 10 seconds away from completion. Where are the High Templar are not in the general area here. Okay, there we go. There's a High Templar. There's a couple High Templar back here. Do they have enough energy for Storm? I don't know if they do. We brought the Queens. We just walked them over. This is not German taxi. This is just regular stuff. Zealot counterattack. While this is happening on the other side, it's like the Zealots eventually... Oh, man. I'm not sure they're going to get cleaned up. The reaction time here, the Storm is so good. Having Storm available at 8 minutes is just perfect. Just perfect for these Hydra timings. Dude, this Zealot, though. 10 kills. He's got 10 kills. He's going to get killed by drones, which is embarrassing. That's how many drones killed? 16 drones killed in the first 8 minutes of this match. That is beyond terrible for the Zerg player. And the 4th base is happily running for Trap. 4th base is now running for Dongregyu. But being on even bases is not a good thing at all. So once you're on this composition, once you got the Storm, the charge lots, the Archons, man, this creep spread is insane. It can be really hard for a Zerg player to deal with it. But on the other hand, if your creep is pushing up on the 4th base this close, That's nuts. Zealot's getting into this third base again. I mean, technically the second base taken, but it's a third base. And that's it. Trap wins. Whoa. All right, hold on a second. We're backing this up. Wait, I can't back this up. It's not a replay. Oh, no. Trap. Okay. Well, Trap wins that thing. Army value 60 to 83. I guess Trap got that fourth base up. He was defending this space. Fair enough. Fair enough indeed. Yeah, the drones weren't being remade either. Economically, he was in a pretty horrific spot in all fairness. So let's get into our next map. This is not looking good for Dongray Gu. Yeah, being down 2-0 in a best of 3, or best of 5, I apologize, is a pretty terrible place to live right now. So we're going into Oxide here for game number 3. Trap says go. Dongray Gu says go. These guys are always very eager to move out. Very eager to get going. So we'll hop in to our next match. We are moving right along here today. This is excellent. Oh, shoot. All right, good. Good stuff. All right, so here we are on Oxide for our next map. Top right-hand corner, Dongray Gu. He's got his back up against the wall. He cannot be happy about this. And in the bottom left, it is Trap. Up 2-0 with 2 extraordinarily aggressive builds from him. Like, absolutely perfection so far. Trap shows why he's a top 10 player. Why he is either the first or the second best Protoss player on Earth right now. That is how good Trap is at StarCraft right now. He's on a roll. 2020 was his year. 2021 seems to be, again, probably the same thing. Another pro Blockaroonie. Do Zerg players need to do something different? Do they just need to be Serral or Raynor in order to beat somebody like Trap? Is that all that there is to it? I mean, Serral's lost to some Protoss too recently. He has not looked immortal. Very hard to say. Alright, so Gateway expand out of Trap. I mean, hey, if you're up 2-0, why change what you're doing? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I believe is how this generally goes. Do love the StarCraft music. I think Blizzard's music in general is pretty unassailable when it comes to their games. Cybernetics core, very standard timing. Here, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check something real quick while this is going on. We'll follow this guy, how about, for camera interest purposes. We do have a Matcherino for this. Thank goodness. I thought we had one set up, but I hadn't actually checked until now. So, got a Matcherino for this if you're interested in contributing. I think I can toss that into chat. Certainly can. Trap did lose to Ragnarok 2-3 and TSL 6. Oh, well, that's interesting. Is that loser's bracket or winner's bracket? Because that was a loser's bracket tournament. I mean, I know Trap wasn't very far along in the tournament bracket, in the winner's side or the loser's side when it came down to it, so either way. There's a Matcherino if you feel like contributing there. We usually have a coupon code for this. I think it's just LFI3 would be my guess. Hold on a second. No. I think Falcon Invitational. I don't know if we have a coupon code. Anyway, if you just want to contribute straight up, you can. You get event replays for donating at least $5. if you're interested in that. All right, first round didn't even make it into the losers. Wow, fair enough. Thanks, Bogus. I was not aware what happened to Trap. I was kind of curious of where he went, but I was so focused on the outset, the later rounds, that I never went back and looked that far. So was Oracle opening? Yeah, Oracle opening. No Void Raid this time. Mix it up. So many potential openings here for Protoss these days. Yeah, Adept's getting shoved away pretty effectively. And yeah, Oracle shows up. Spore Queen at that natural base, and yet he still had to make a couple workers into spores. That's rough, buddy. Okay, so Dongrigu happy on 3 bases. This is the trick, I think. If Protoss have found a way to unassailably get a 3rd base up without even really having the potential to lose it, I think Zerg players are in a really, really bad spot. These fast 3rd bases are such a problem. And from what I've seen, Zerglings can't break this because the Adepts are, they can't be surrounded based on their positioning here. You can't really get Roaches and Ravagers out in time to get down here and destroy this. So, Protoss players, if you're watching this and you're struggling against Zerg, by all means, take a quick 3rd base, get a couple Adepts to defend it, and just feel good about having the same number of bases, same number of bases as your opponent. Your Zerg opponent in particular. Reap spread, pushing. Got that evolution chamber coming in. What else do we have? Just a lair. So I'm assuming we're going to do some more Hydralisk stuff. Are we going to German taxi? Is that something you can try against Trap? Or do you think Trap's just going to slap it down so you're not even going to make an attempt? That's my question. Look at this. 3rd base, happily running. Yes, Dongrigu has more workers, but he's oversaturated on everyone, well, almost every one of his bases, so it doesn't even matter. 4th base does sneak in here. Oh, the Adepts shut it down. Great positioning on those Adepts. And they're able to shade in to get the scout off and maybe kill some drones at the same time. These Adepts know that they're dead. Good surround. Beautifully done there by Dongrigu. 4 Adepts, or 4 drones still die. Roach Warren coming in, +1 missile attack. Interesting. What on earth did he get the glare for then? He's not doing any Larry things with it. Unless it's glial reconstitution. Which it possibly is. Dongrigu does try to get the 4th base down, but once again, 3rd base. So happy a base right now. Dongrigu does have an advantage in income, but it's not massive. Resources lost. Fairly negligible at this point, but I mean, that is 14 units. 11 drones have died. I mean, Trap has just gotten bits of damage here and there. It hasn't been an entire drone line, but just this, right? Oh, even keeps that Oracle alive with 4 kills. Amazing. Amazing hot stuff there. It's going to be Robotics Bay here from Trap. So whether that's Disruptor or whether that's Colossus, we'll have to wait and see. I kind of like Colossus when your opponent's going into a ton of Roaches and Ravagers and stuff. Disruptor it is. Okay, so Disruptor production. Zerg players in general kind of struggle against Disruptors. I don't think they see it a lot. I don't think splitting is something they naturally do. Whereas Terran and Protoss split against Banelings and other Disruptors, right, for Protoss all the time. Terran especially is just the king of splitting. I generally do not support going Disruptor against Terran except purely as a zoning effort. Because that does force Terran to back off when you're hitting them with Novas, but getting a huge amount of kills is hard to do on them because they can split so well. Yeah, man. Just Trap. 8 minutes. 4th base. Clockwork time here. Roach, Ravager, Ling in the mix. Army supply even, which is not good for the Zerg player. He does not want to be even on army supply, but he's maybe keeping the Protoss on this side of the map. He's going for double Lurker Den. Holy smokes, he's getting double Lurker Den. He's going for double upgrades at the same time. I don't know that I've seen this. He's intentionally getting 2 Lurker Dens to go for the Seismic Spines and the Adaptive Talons upgrade simultaneously, or virtually simultaneously. I mean, this one's obviously done before this one is, but 3 Vipers on the way too. Vipers I do like as the great equalizer here. You can abduct disruptors into a group of Zerg units and kill them instantly. It's very, very good. So there's your Seismic Spines upgrade, plus 2 missile attacks on the way here too. Fleet Beacon coming in from Trap. So he's got some perhaps carrier thoughts on his mind. Perhaps Tempest. He is getting a couple extra Stargates in the mix here too. Disruptor. Yep, you just run. You just run from it here. Wait, hold on. Where's Adaptive Talons? He's just getting Seismic Spines. He's not getting Adaptive Talons. Carrier production has begun. Top left. There it is, ladies and gents. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is not looking all that fantastic. Little Zealot attempted to run by. Everybody escapes because Zealots are tanky, man. Alright, so the Vipers are here. Do love the Vipers quite a bit. +3 attack coming in from Trap and the Carriers. So we have an answer to Carriers. Not really. I mean, right now, here's the Adaptive Talons. So right now, his composition is 3 Hydras that can shoot up, and that's literally it. Some Queens. Some Queens. Dongregu taking a 5th base on the right side. Does get attacked, but also saved. Yeah, that base gets canceled. Fair enough. There are Lings right on top of it, man. Yeah, I think that second Lurker Den was a mistake. How? He must have forgotten? That's interesting. I don't know, Rob. Dongregu not usually a player to make those kind of mistakes, but hey. Happens to even the best. The best StarCraft players. Alright, do we have enough? I think we have enough Lings to do this. There are no shield batteries at this location, which feels like a mistake a bit. Some Zealots attacking into the main base, getting cleaned up pretty effectively. Yeah, see, the cannons are done. That's a lot of Zealots warping in, though. They should be able to clean that up. But again, this is Zealots on the other side of the map. Also, there's Carriers now. And 9 Hydras in production. I don't know how I feel about the Hydralisks against Carriers. When there are 2 of them, 3 of them, maybe you can get away with it. Nova's also pretty good against Lurkers. Against stationary targets, always very nice. Roach Ravager attacking on into this base. Zealots to deal with it. You know what? Without great micro, the Zealots are going to be able to deal with this, is the problem. There we go. So now starting to kite. That should help out quite intensely. Another carrier on the way. I don't think Hydras are going to work out here. It's just, I've seen too many games where Protoss has a ton of carriers and Hydras are attempted from the Zerg player. They just don't work out. But, you know, waiting for your Spire to get up is forever. Not having a Spire when carriers pop out is the worst thing to happen to you as a Protoss player. It's just so horrendous. Alright, Lurkers trying to deal with this ground. They are, okay, abducting the carriers into the Hydras. Excellent! And Dongregu does take game number 3. Like an absolute boss. Fantastic work there from him. That's exactly what he needed to do to stay in this game. The abducts that killed those carriers dropped the carrier count down, and suddenly that's not a giant mass like it needed to be. So fantastic. That was a great game by Dongregu. Yeah, come on, Falcon. Who needs a Spire to beat carriers, huh? What are you complaining about? It's a fair point, guys. It's a really, really fair point. So that's good. I always like it when we go into at least a game 4 in a best of 5. We don't have to go game 5 every time, but I don't know what Forged is. DRG, go, 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 go. And let's go. Excelente. Yeah, great game. What's up, Harmonix? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to Trovo. I'm Falcon Paladin, half of the Laughing Falcon casting crew. Laughing Games is unfortunately unable to make this, so we'll be solo casting it here today. Which is fine. I do a ton of solo casting on my YouTube channel, which I've had for about 6 years now. Anyway, enough about me. Let's move on into game number 4 here on Pillars of Gold. Bottom left-hand corner. It is Dongrigu. He's the blue Zerg player, top right. We've got ourselves a red Protoss player, Trap. Ooh. This is a very darker toned skin here. These drones have little antennas on them. Anyway, quick plug for the Matcherino. If you're interested in supporting these players directly, you can do it by going to the Matcherino link I just put in chat. If you donate $5, you'll get all the replays sent to you for the tournament. You can peruse them. You can see what Trap did to win 2 games against Dongrigu right off the bat. You can see what Dongrigu did to handle what Trap threw at him in game number 3. Plus the next round, which is Beyond Dream. Plus the next round, which is going to be a best-of-7 finals between the winners of this series and of the next series. We're going to be here for some time, which is great. I love casting StarCraft. Definitely one of my favorite things to do. I mean, you don't do something for 6 years if you don't enjoy it, you know? I think you do. I think everybody understands that. Yeah, man, the Vipers, they were the great equalizer. That's what it came down to. Spellcasters, right? Storm changes everything for Protoss versus Zerg. Vipers can change everything for Zerg versus Protoss. Abduct is just such a ridiculously good spell. And the fact that Vipers can regenerate their energy just by sucking health off of Zerg buildings it's so good. It's so good. I don't know why Zerg don't make Vipers in every single match, to be honest with you. Kind of feel like that's something they should do. Probe checking to see, is there a quick third base? No. Excellent. Very good. Dongrigu not interested in anything crazy today. Honestly, Trap neither. 1 gate expanding 4 games in a row here. Stargate, 3 of the 4 games. 1 game was a Twilight Council. We'll see if he goes back into the Void Rays, right? Because he completely skipped Void Ray that game. Went into Fast Carrier. Dongrigu had the Hydro Tech already. He had the Lurker Tech, which he wanted versus the ground forces, and then he was able just to abduct the carriers, and that was it. Dep's got 3 kills. Probably get 4 before she dies. Wait, hold on. Okay, she does escape. 16 speedlings on the way. 20 lings. Oh, goodness. This is going to be ling flood. Drone drill? Drone drill. Drone drill. Drone drill. This is a drone drill play. If you haven't seen this before, you're in for a treat. This is where you mineral walk your drones through the Adept, because they can do that. There's minerals on the other side here. Oh, prevent further buildings from coming up. Dude, does Trap know this is coming? I don't know that he knows this is coming. The lings are here. The drones are drilling through. Wait, they're not drilling through. Where are the drones? Oh, he blocked it off. He blocked it off with the pylon. Huge, huge play there from Trap, stopping that in its tracks. Lings are still chomping away, but the Oracle is here, and that's your good game, Trap! Trap wins game number 4. Like an absolute boss. Holds against the drone drill, sees it coming at just the right second, puts a building up behind so the drones can't come through. Fantastic. A fantastic display from our 2 players. All right, cool. So that is our first series of the day.